Hello, welcome to another episode of Jerry's Musings. And this is also another episode, or this just a continuation of the series of questions I've always wanted to ask my dad. And today I'm going to be asking him some series of questions, and then he will be answering, and then also might also give us some biblical references as regards these questions. Today, my question to Daddy, or before I go ahead, I'll say, Daddy, welcome again to Jerry's Musings. It's always nice to sit down with you and ask you a lot of questions.
Thank you
Today, the question I
for
want to
having
ask
me.
you is I want to ask you questions on on marriage. Questions on marriage. First things first, we'll start about the process of getting married. I grew up with you as my pastor, as my father, and where when I was growing up, it felt like one to get married in the environment we grew up in, the person had to have heard from God. That's this is just my own understanding. God must have clearly told you that this is the person you're going to get married, either through a vision or through a dream or through word of knowledge, whatever it is. But it looks like um, you must have heard from God before you get into um, the idea or the concept of marriage. All right. But the other thing I realized is that I realized that when I now moved out of that environment, I realized, or will I say, let me not say I realized, I got another school of thought that says that the Bible says that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor from the Lord. You know, so it looks like the finding is done by demand. And also there's also an argument to say that when God created Adam, he gave him assignment, to look at all the animals in the this and name all of them, which he did. And the Bible says that after Adam named all those animals, there was not found a help meet for Adam, a help meet for Adam, a help meet for Adam. So the question I want to ask now is, what is the right thing when it comes to finding your spouse or finding somebody you want to get married? Do we say there is one rule to this? It has to be you hear from God, or is this other part of the equation correct as well?
Okay, we're discussing marriage today, so we want to give it a holistic view. I want to make sure that it is well balanced. In the first place, God, the creator of heaven and earth, is the one that institutionalized marriage. So marriage is not man thing. It's not man's idea.
Okay.
And that was the reason why, if we go back to the book of Genesis, where you were referring to, Adam was created and was given assignment to socialize with the animals. His environment was given to him to get adapted to. So the adaptation made Adam to discover that every other thing that is living, particularly animals, were there good, but they were not in his class. They were not in his class. So God also saw that the man was lonely. The Bible didn't tell us how many years or how many hours or how many days that or weeks or months that Adam stayed in that loneliness. So it was reported that God saw that and said, it is not good for man to be alone. I'll give him a helpmate. So the origin of marriage is that God gave. Some theologians teach that the culture of the Jews, in the culture of the Jews, it is the father that marries for the son. So if you bring it back to the book of Genesis, God is the father of Abraham. And now God gave his daughter Eve to Abraham. Sorry. God is God is the father of Adam. I'm sorry, it is Adam I'm referring to.
Yeah.
God is the father of Adam, and Adam had need. That it is that God also that saw that Adam had need of a helpmate. So God made us his own daughter and gave to Adam. So God was the only witness in the marriage between Adam and Eve. That culture came down to, we are referring to what the Bible stated. That culture came down to Abraham, the much we knew. When Isaac was born, it was Abraham that married for Isaac. Abraham sent Eliezer to go and find a wife, and then gave details, brought the money, all the wealth, all the things that they used in the marriage, and gave to Eliezer to go. So that analysis is taking us back to whosoever findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth the favor of the Lord. It means also that if you are a child of God, if you recognize God in your life, marriage is a lifetime journey. It is good for you not to take that journey without God. Sorry. It is good for you, yes, not to take that journey without God. So you must allow God to be involved in your marriage. It's not a thing that you rush. That's why they say that marriage is not for the young man. If you find a man that found a wife during his time in the wilderness, every human person comes into a time that he behaves like he's wild, from from teenage to his 20s. Everything he sees on the road is good for him. At that time, the craving of the flesh has not been well tamed. So he wants to test everything that he sees. But when you become matured and you want to take this lifetime decision, I'm saying all of this because this is the reason why marriage has become garbage in, garbage out. Marriage has become you enter today, tomorrow you quit. It's because these things I'm trying to say now are not put in consideration. The reason why we attach in the teachings that we had in the Watchman, the reason why we attach, it was well argued in the 80s when the Watchman was started. The issue of this marriage separated many people from the system, the teaching in particular, because many we are of this view that you presented, that the Bible said that whosoever findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth the favor of the Lord. They are not wrong anyway. And then the many people believe that it is they that will find and come and report to the pastor.
Yes.
So it is them that make the choice. We are not saying that your choice is bad. The teaching does not say that if God didn't speak to you, that you will not marry. That's not the teaching.
But is it allowed? Like, can you actually bring somebody?
I'm coming. What the church is concerned is about your future. What the teaching that we received is talking of is what happens when no other person is there. If you allow God in your marriage at the beginning, you pray about it because it's a complex thing. Mumbai will say that marriage is like a besieged city. Some people are rushing into it and some people are running out of it. So, because of the complexities and troubles that have to do with marriage, relationship, father-in-law, brother-in-law, the in-laws, all the people surrounding the family you are going into or the family you are marrying into, because of the complexities, the things that you're going to meet in the marriage will affect your future, affect the future of your husband, affect the future of your children. That is the reason why we emphasize on your praying first. If you rush into marriage, you will rush out. Most times.
But what if a Christian is someone, if this Christian is a Christian who has not yet developed the gift of hearing from God?
Okay.
How does he now get married?
Yes, wait, we are coming. Let's take it step by step.
Okay.
Pastor Kumi, in one of his teachings, said you can also pray all the prayers, do all the fastings, yet you make mistake.
Word.
So is it not? It's not being pinned on. God must hear. You must hear from God. No, the idea there is the church wants to guide you to find out whether did you pray well.
Okay.
Nobody is saying you shouldn't marry who you want to marry. But we want your conviction. The reason why they subject you, if you say you want to marry this person and they say, give us your testimony, in other words, they are asking you to tell them what convinced you that that this person will be your wife.
Okay.
That is the idea.
Not necessarily that you must say that you heard from God.
Yes, it's not necessarily that you must hear from God. We are saying, did you pray well? Is God in it? They say little is big when God is in it. So if God is in a thing, if God is in your life, because this thing concerns those who are in the church. Those outside the church, nobody bothers them. They can do whatever they like. The church is a place. The Bible said that is the ground and the pillar of truth. So the duty of the pastors is to guide the people that are in the church. Because if you marry and begin to have problems, it is still pastor that you will still call. If you marry and then your wife comes sick in the night and she is dying or you are dying, it is still pastor you will call. The church is seen as a family that people who have one goal, and that is to glorify God in all that they do. That is the church. Okay. Now, in the aspect of finding the will of God, yes, the church wants you to find the will of God, to be sure that God is leading you. It's not a matter of whether you dreamt dream, because this issue is so complex that some people will now go and do what we call arranged marriage. You go and bring somebody, maybe an unbeliever, maybe somebody who doesn't fear God. But you like the person. You tell the person to begin to come to your church and tell the person that this is how your church do. That he has to now write that he is born again.
Are
right?
you serious?
Yes, right. And it happens most times. They will just go and arrange it and then tell him how to come to the pastor and say that you want to marry. You want to marry a member of his church. They will go and arrange it and tell all the lies there. The people that are outside don't know what pastors see, and they don't hear what pastors hear. That is the truth. Nobody is against you marrying whosoever you want to marry. The only thing there is that we want you to be guided. See where I traced it from. God gave his son, his daughter. That is between Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Okay? Abraham married for Isaac. That is that. Now, even Jacob was told by Isaac and Rebekah to go and marry and not from their place and not marry from these Canaanites.
Yeah.
Okay. So the father of the man is also there in his decision to marry. So also the church where you belong serves as your spiritual father and wants you to be guided. The church there is there to guide you. It's not a matter of trying to regiment you, trying to force you. No.
But I think sometimes I feel like these things are not very, very clear because
you didn't ask questions. So see, the problem that this generation have is that they have already made up their minds that I'm not going to do this thing the way they want, this way they're teaching. They didn't ask for any clarification. If you ask for clarification, somebody will clear you. Now, in the issue of being led or be spoken to by God, we want a situation where if we wed you, we have wedded you. We don't want you to come and tell us tomorrow you made a mistake. That's just the thing.
Daddy, you see this thing you said now?
Yes.
Does being led by God automatically means you will not have problems in your marriage?
No, we are coming to that. I think it is marriage we are discussing. First thing first, if you miss it at the beginning, you will always suffer it. They say if you didn't pray before you marry, when you marry, you begin to pray because troubles will come.
If you didn't pray before you marry, when you marry, you
yes, because troubles will come. A woman was preaching in the television in, I think, in the year around 2000 or 2001. She came up and said that she sang in the choir, and one evangelist who came to preach to them that day, after hearing her voice and admiring her beauty, admiring everything about her, by the time he finished, because that person just came for the first time and saw him in the choir. By the time the program ended, he cornered her and said to her, "I want to marry you."
Just like that.
Yes. She said to the man, she said to the evangelist, how do you just meet a woman for the first time and begin to talk about marriage? But do you think that when I come to your house, I will only be singing? I will only your house will become church altar. I will only be singing and I will only be prophesying and you will only be looking at my face, admiring me. Look, I'm a woman. So what am I trying to say? It takes maturity to understand that marriage is a complex thing. And then, so what a church teaches or what Watchman taught in those days, I think the same thing with Deeper Life, that's how they teach. What they taught is that when you say you are ready for marriage, because this marriage thing, well, we see trouble, so what you people don't see is that there are people that are squatting in somebody's house and they will tell you that they want to marry and they will bring a sister. At the end of the day, they'll marry, there is no place for the woman to stay. You will bring him into another person's
like yours.
No, what you know is your angle. You don't know what other people see. So before you say you want to marry, they will ask you questions. They will say, what work are you doing? Number one, your age. Number two, what work are you doing? Can you feed yourself? They will ask how many rooms. In those days, we find it difficult to wait somebody that is living in one room. These are things that we consider. If a brother says he wants to marry, we want to ask him, what is he doing? Where is he living? You can't marry and then you're squatting with your brother and you're not bringing wife into the same house. One room. People are squatting. It's not ideal. So, in as much as the church houses all manner of human beings, there are standards that are set in order to help everybody. And you also help the church to be healthy. Okay. Now, the reason why it is said you have to be convinced is that there are some women that are married, giving birth to children, but they still look like they are spinsters. They still look like they are single. Now, if you now say that you want to marry and you are pointing to a woman that is already married, but you don't know that she is married, you're already creating problem in the church. That is number one. Number two, you must tell us how you came to know that you are convinced that this person is going to be your wife, because we are talking of a congregation. You don't know who is who.
Mhm.
Eh? So you cannot just come out tomorrow and say you want to marry this person. So the issue of leading leading or God's will in marriage, they are on different classes. Number one, you can say, look, I want to marry this person. I like her. I love her. Eh? So the church
you can actually say that.
Yes, the church says genuine love for somebody can lead to marriage.
Okay.
That is number 1 point.
Okay.
Eh?
I didn't know this.
Yes. That's why they say you should write your testimony so that it will be filed in your record. So that when trouble comes, they will go back to your record.
So testimony can be that I just genuinely admire this person.
Yes, I want to marry her. Then it is not that the duty of the church to call the church authorities to call the woman, find out whether she is already engaged. Because that is very important. Whether she has health challenge.
Okay.
Eh?
Okay.
Because you might see somebody and he's having epilepsy and you don't know about it.
But if you know about it and you want to go ahead with the marriage,
if you know about it and you want to go ahead with the marriage, you will also sign for church. So it will not be that they pushed you, because when trouble come out of it, your village people will come and they will say it is this church that made you to marry this person.
What if the person lies? Because I've seen cases where God's will, and then they enter the marriage and the woman does not have a womb, or something has happened in the past.
That is that now. That's the duty of the church to make inquiry, to interview the said sister or interview the said brother, to know whether they are qualified, whether they are matured, whether they are healthy enough. So in the issue of leading, let me finish that one. The church permits that you like yourselves and you want to marry.
Okay.
Yeah. That one is there. Then there is this point that they tell you to go and pray, and then you pray and say, I've seen this system in a vision. It is not every vision that church accepts.
Why do people find, okay, it's not every vision that church
accepts? It's not you can cook up anything and come and tell us.
So, but why do people find the need to always want to make it look like it's God that said to them, or they saw it in a vision? That's just my problem.
Okay. The issue there is that just as you are having you are very skeptical with the teaching or with the doctrine. Some people also want to, there are those who are good in being hypocritical. There are those who claim what they are not. Like I've told you now, somebody can go and negotiate with somebody. I tell her, I like you. If you can begin to come to our church, I will marry you. Some people go to village and find somebody that they like, or their mother or their father say they want her to marry him. They want her to marry him or want him to marry her. And then they will now agree that you should be going to their church in the village.
Oh!
You should be going to their church in the village. Within 6 months, then he will now come and say, I am late to marry so person is in our village. Then they will now begin to write letter to go and find out from the pastor in that church where such a person is in the place, whether he is born again. All of these things, that's the reason why we say you have to pray that God will help you.
That in the issue of leading still, let's talk about interchurch marriages.
Okay.
Is it permitted? Are you allowed to be led to marry somebody from another church?
Yes.
So why do people want to always bring people to their church for them to? What's the need of that if church allows you to marry from another church?
Okay, now listen. I wedded many people that were not from Watchman. In the days I was the bishop there, I wedded many people. The only thing is that the church is there to guide you and not to stop you. But the idea of youths in the ministry is that they want to have their way. They don't want any guide. That's wrong. That's wrong. If you the idea of church authorities coming into your marriage is to help you reduce your stress, because when the crisis begin to come, you look for who to come if you're still in the church. So the thing there is, we want to be sure. That's why at times it delays a little. You want to be sure that the person you said is born again is born again.
Mm.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
So we'll ask the brother, give us testimony of your salvation, because we don't want to marry, give you wed you, and then you will go and use a man's daughter to go and do ritual.
Mm.
Yes, now. Some people are into terrible occultism, but they will come into the church and find who they will deceive and trap the person.
Mm.
We want to know whether you are morally balanced, whether you have some element of the fear of God. So that is number one. Then you can tell the church that maybe God spoke to you. You didn't dream any dream, but that this and that happened. And this is how God convinced you that this person is your wife. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes,
because we don't want a situation where a woman will feel that she was coerced.
Mm.
It is the woman that decides who she wants to marry, not under compulsion, not under duress, not that the pastor is putting pressure on the said lady, or that the parents of the man, who are also members of the church, are putting pressure on the girl, forcing her to allow their son to marry her. No, the church is there to make sure that that you are on your own, that the decision is your own, that you were not biased, you were not compelled, you were not lured. That's why we say, don't give her any gift. Don't give her any gift. Don't use anything to cover her mind, so that she will not be free to take decision. Things are into marriage. That's the reason why people are told to be careful. Even with all the prayers that we prayed in the before marriage, many of those who are married, including pastors, their marriages have crashed.
Wait, you are is advised not to buy any gift for the woman you say you want to get married?
Yes. Until she has taken decision, until she has told the church that she is convinced, before you can now begin to give her any gift. Somebody that you live with the rest of your life, why must you be in a hurry to use material things to convince the person?
Hmm. Okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes,
because women are easily deceived. They are very emotional. If you give her, if you give her those things that she's lacking, and it will be easy for her to be convinced. Somebody went and was parading. It has a car washing shop, so he uses people's cars to go and display them before the guy he wants to marry. Was always changing cars. And then the guy felt that the young man is rich, well-to-do, able to take care of him, only for the girl to agree and later discover that the man was only washing cars for people, that he didn't own anyone, not even one. So the marriage is not hinged on deception. You deceived her. You made her to believe. So in the church, let me tell you the ones you don't know. In the church has authority to quash marriages that are built on deception.
Are you serious?
Yes. We catch marriages that are built on deception. You deceived her, or she deceived you.
Oh, wow.
For instance, you said, if a woman has no womb, or if a woman has, okay, there was a case of somebody, a lady that has syphilis.
Mm-hmm.
Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And then she hid it from the man until they finished everything and married, because the church said you don't sleep together now until you are married. Eh? She hid from the man until the day that they now wedded, and the man wants to sleep with her. She started struggling and saying, no, 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 no. There's something I've not told you. So the man didn't want to know anything. He met her and contacted the disease. That disease killed the man. And the marriage crashed because the man was saying, you deceived me. That's the reason why the church tells people not to be in a hurry when it comes to that, because a lot of things are there you don't know. So those people who parade themselves and carry their anybody they see in church and go and show pastor, and pastor will bless them. And it is their own cup of tea. The pastor will just bless you and take the gift you give. It is your marriage. Whatever you see in it, you take. So, but these people are trying to make you become more organized, more careful. It does not remove the fact that every marriage has problem. The reason why we say pray is at least you have, when you have prayed and you are sure that God is leading you, you have at least solved about 30% of the problems that come with marriage. And the reason we say pray so that God will guide you is because when you will not meet any problem, you will tell God that I prayed, I didn't rush into this thing. I didn't deceive myself. I heard your voice. You told me to continue. Now problem has come. I don't have any help anywhere. Help me. And if God really led you, He will help you. If God really led you, He will help you. Help. The reason why people are running away from praying to be led is because they don't want to go deep and have personal relationship with God, where they can hear from God, where God can talk to them. If you know God and know Him deep, I remember there was a case of a sister. Many brothers wrote their names to the marriage. Sorry, many brothers wrote her name to the marriage committee. Almost every 2 months, marriage committee will call her and say, "Come, somebody has written your name that is late to marry you." She will go there and she will tell them who is the person. And they will say, "Go and pray first." She will go and pray. Say, "I can't remember. I don't have any conviction about anybody. Tell me the person." They will not tell you the person. And then when they tell her the person, she will smile and say, "Sir, it is not the person."
So, but
one day, she saw handle that marriage committee for so long, and then I said to her, every time somebody will come, you say it's not this person. Every time somebody will come, you say you're not this person. Who is this person? She said to them that I had God's leading. God spoke to me of who my husband will be, and that person has not come. I am waiting for him because I was so sure that God told me that this person is going to be my wife. My wife. This person is going to be my husband, really. Yeah. So, and then they allowed her. It is that same person that she said that God told her that she married, because that person now became ready and came for her. And she said, I have been told some years back that you will be my husband. But she didn't go to begin to befriend the man. She didn't go to begin to wash clothes for the man and cook food for the man.
But what if the man does not even come?
No, if God is leading you, God will not deceive you.
Let me ask you a question here.
Yeah.
God has led you to somebody.
Yeah.
And Let's say you are the brother. God is leading you to a sister, and you put out this sister's name
Yeah.
to marriage committee to say God is leading me to the sister,
Mm.
and the sister rejects you.
Yes, she has the right to reject you because it is she that decides who she will marry.
But it doesn't stop
There
the fact
was
that God was
something that
leading you.
happened. There was something that happened. We are over 20 persons wrote the same name of the same sister that they are led to marry her. You know, here you have a lot of youths.
Mhm.
Eh? Uh-huh. Now, because she's good looking, very beautiful, and all of that, so people wanted to associate with her. You know, every woman that has grown up uh, e- 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 experiences what they call window shopping.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Both,
Uh-huh.
both
But the
physically and
person that is
spiritually.
yes, but the person that is ready to marry and the person that is not ready to marry will
Will
always
come.
come to you.
Okay.
Eh? Some will want to laugh with you, some will want to take pictures with you, some will like you to visit them.
Mm.
Are you getting what I'm saying? Uh-huh. So a lot of temptations go with the issue of youth and womanhood and marriage. That's the reason why the church is trying to help you to be careful so that you don't fall into trouble.
Mm.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Eh? There are too many troubles in marriage, in the church. Too many troubles. I remember a pastor was sent to a place to go and pastor the place. By the time he reached there, he has already presented up to 2 or 3 sisters there. So all of this is because the church doesn't want the pollution that immorality brings into the church. That's the reason why they are trying to guide. It's not as though if you want to marry anybody, like want to marry, they will hinder you. They will only want to scrutinize. They only want to be sure that you are not making mistakes. Because if you make mistake, it will still fall back to the church.
This scrutiny you're talking about is very important because I still remember my own when I was about to get married to my wife. We naturally what we do is go for marriage counseling. So we have submitted ourselves for marriage counseling somewhere. And what got me very, very upset about the whole thing was the fact that in everything that was done, there was only one thing that the pastor was after. That was pregnancy test. There was no where's your blood, your genotype, no blood group issue, no HIV test, nothing. It was just pregnancy test. And I'm like, why is this? Why is this the only thing this person is hell bent on? Is immorality the only thing that can go wrong in before two people get married?
Okay.
Why didn't he look at other things?
Okay. I'm not speaking for the person because I don't know the person. But one thing that is very, very important, in counseling in marriage, especially when you really mean it, is that the Bible said that marriage is honorable and the bed should be undefiled. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you have intercourse with the woman you want to be, you want to live with, you want to marry, before you marry her, you have laid foundation on sin. Remember that marriage is institutionalized, it's God's idea. And anything that is God's idea is fought by the devil. The Bible said, if I regard iniquity in my heart, God will not hear me. The reason why the church wants to guide you against immorality, this and that, is because if you lay that foundation of your home on carnal pleasure, on sin, there are attacks you will come into at the hand of the devil that you find it difficult to come out of.
Mm.
That is that. So the people should understand that the church is not there to attack anybody. They want you, they mean well for you, for your own good. So, but the curiosity and the cravings of the flesh does not allow youths to hold themselves and wait for the proper thing to be done.
Let's talk about courtship.
Okay.
You know, the world's view of courtship is knowing each other, understanding each other, knowing what you're getting into.
Mm.
Because, like we said, Junior used to say something. My used to say, marriage no be instant noodles.
Mm.
So you know, be one you go cook and I go done and so it's not noodles that you cook now and after 5 minutes that's is now done. What is the right approach to courtship? And the reason why I'm asking this question is because the kind of courtship I saw growing up in the Watchman setting where we grew up was the courtship that was done in the pastor's house.
Yes. It is still the same thing I have been saying, that the church is there to guide you. They are not there to frustrate you. No.
Do you think the person, two people that are trying to cut will be expressive enough to understand themselves with that kind of limitation?
No. Listen. I want you to understand that the whole setting is for your own good. Number one, it is not a must that it must be in a pastor's house. Some pastors are not living in a good place where counseling can take place. Eh? Uh-huh. The proper thing most times is that you people meet in the church hall.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You meet in the church hall.
Not restaurant going to go and have.
If it is restaurant, the church does not permit for two of you to begin to eat together. We have not still married.
Oh wow.
No. These restrictions. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about sexual relationship.
Yeah.
Sexual relationship does not. You don't just see a woman and then fall upon her. No. And then you begin to have sex with her. No. There is a process. If you avoid, Igbo man says, the sea does not
swallow
down any person that did not enter into it. So the church wants you, by the time you are cutting the person, you have not married her. So you will not give her any gift to entice her.
But
you will not take her, listen, you will not take her to any restaurant to order whatever you want to order for her to eat.
But she has decided this time around. She has already given.
Yes, but the problem can come in between. There are many cases that they have agreed to marry, and at the end of the day, they didn't marry. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Along the line, trouble can come. I remember there was a case that a sister said that she is no more interested in the marriage. That in the time of the courtship, that she discovered, she was very careful to observe that the brother is a serial liar. He has no truth in his mouth. You know, you are interacting, you want to familiarize, you want to really discuss how your future will look like, and how the things that you want to achieve and the kind of children you want to bear and all of that. The sister discovered that this person is a serial liar. He will tell you this one today. When the time you come tomorrow, he tells you another one. And he will forget that this is the one he told you. Marriage is built on trust. And if you discover in the time of courtship that this person can be trusted, there's no point continuing. It's just like this thing they call my ex culture. boyfriend, girlfriend. You have lived with her, you have had sex with her for a long time, and now she doesn't want to marry you. She has found another person, or he doesn't want to marry you and has found another person. He is still in a courtship with that person, and the ex will continue to call.
Mm.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When the man discovers that the woman's heart is not on him, he's still on the
Ex.
old boyfriend that she says she has left. If the man discovers it, it's enough for the man to say, "I'm no more interested."
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the process that the church takes you is for you to discover this person with this character, with this attitude. Can you tolerate? Can you bear with him?
Are you not allowed to visit your so-called fiancé or
No,
fiancé?
no. Listen, there is a point. There is a point.
Okay.
In the church setting, by the time you have finished courtship,
Sir?
either in between the courtship or at the time you have finished the courtship, it is the responsibility of the man to bring out money.
Mm.
Hmm?
Mm.
And take the said sister
Mm-hmm.
with her friend
Mm-hmm.
to his own people,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to go and show his father or mother or uncle or elder brother or junior brother, your family, that this is the person you want to marry. The church will not allow that sister to go alone because you can pressure her to sleep with her there.
Mm.
This thing that is called sexual intercourse. If you have sexual intercourse with somebody, the connection may stick or it may disconnect. There are people that have had sex. They were telling you they will marry you, put you under pressure. Once they have sex with you, they tell you you're no more interested.
Mm.
Eh?
Mm. I'm non-spirit.
So that's the okay, you know that I'm not spirit. So that's the reason why the church wants to preserve the interest of that sister. Because if you didn't marry her, another person will marry her. So why damage the whole thing? Why mess her up? So it is after the consent has been given and the bride price paid that she can now visit your house. But she will not sleep there. She can now go with her friend and help in the preparation of your marriage. At this point, the church is no more too strict about you people's closeness.
Oh, I see. How long? What is the ideal duration of courtship?
Here in the Watchman, they had a maximum of 8 weeks. That's 2 months.
And how do you deal? 2 months courtship.
Yes.
That is 2 months too short, though.
No, it's not too short because the more you allow that closeness to come, the more you allow sin.
But someone can easily pretend in 2 months. Someone can easily pretend.
No, we are not God. The pastors are not God. It is you. That's why we want to find out whether you have the fear of God inside you. Both the sister and the brother must show us that they have the element of the fear of God. It's not everybody that sings in the choir that has the fear of God. It's not every pastor on the pulpit that has the fear of God. See, there is what the Roman Catholic Church Catechism calls Ori Warawara and Kenjo. Ori Warawara Kenjo, that is the craving, the yearning, the lust. The lust can overtake somebody and he will do what he didn't plan. So if you overstretch it, it will become dangerous both for you and for her.
Daddy, how do people deal with? There's a particular pastor, very very popular pastor. He's been cutting his fiancée for a very long time, and story has it that the reason why they've not been able to get married is because the lady's parents
Did not agree.
did not agree.
Okay.
So, but he's convinced that this is the person he wants to marry. She's convinced this is the person I'm going to get married to. And it's been ages now, it's been long now. So in this situation, how does the church handle this situation?
It's up to two of them that wants to marry. The church does not hold you.
But they cannot go against their parents.
If you say that God is leading you, and that is the person you want to marry, but the parents of the girl said no, the church will tell you two of you to go and pray. Pray until they change. That is that. If they change in 10 years, it's your business. If you say, I can't continue to wait, and then you go and say, God, I want to marry another person, these people are delaying me. It's all for you. It's your own cup of tea. Nobody told God, come and tell you. Nobody convinced you. It is you that came and told the church that, look, I'm convinced to marry this person. So you have to, that's the reason why we say pray. Because there are forces of darkness wait for people in marriage and in childbearing and in getting good job.
So, you've spoken so well, Daddy. Now let's enter marriage proper.
Okay.
See, you've been married for 34 years.
Yes.
I've been married for just 4. I've been married for just 4 years. And in the little time I've been married, I know marriage is not easy. Okay. So the question is, I want to ask a question. Is there any grounds? I mean, talk about deception as a ground for the church to crash in marriage. Is there any other ground for two people who are already married to want to stay away? Like, let me use another. Let me give another. It's almost like domestic abuse a ground to crash in to go away from the marriage.
Okay, in marriage, there is no ground. There is no ground for divorce, but there is ground for separation. There is no ground for divorce, but there is ground for separation. If the relationship is becoming life-threatening, you can be asked to separate, but you don't remarry if you fear God. But the churches of this generation don't believe. They will put Bible and say, the Bible said the unbeliever wants to depart, let him depart. But before you were married, you were not unbeliever. You see, the reason why we say pray is, and the reason why worship is there is, like that sister that saw that that this person is a serial liar, that she can't cope with somebody who cannot hold his word. They cannot trust. That was possible because she discovered it during courtship, and the church quashed it. If they have already married, it becomes your curse. Unless you have wedded and you have married, but there was some something secret that the man didn't tell you or the woman didn't tell you. You later discovered it. Okay, for instance, if a man is impotent and he marries a sister, it is deceit. In that circumstance, that marriage cannot hold. Because he knew that he is impotent. And this woman cannot stay with him.
So
unless it is something that happened in between the time you people are already married, then you begin to see how to treat it. So but if it was on the seat, he hid it from her. For instance, if a woman has no womb, maybe why when she married, before she has to live her life, she committed abortion and they removed her womb. And now she married and didn't tell the brother. Hmm? It's based on this. But if the woman told him that, look, I don't have womb. I had this problem, and he continues to say, it is God that is telling me to marry. Because I have had such story.
Yeah.
Eh? So if he insists that you are the person that God said I will marry, now God will give you another womb. And God has done it for many people like that.
Yeah.
Eh? So that's the reason why we say be convinced. So that tomorrow you will not look for who to blame. That is it. The present generation, we are not well schooled when it comes to moral standard. Moral standard.
What's the solution to people easily wanting to run away from their current marriages and all?
Because they don't take responsibility.
And also, how do you then tackle if you only have 2 months of courtship, daddy? How do you then tackle the issue? So many there are a lot of issues, things that happen in marriage that make me want to go. Not even about infidelity or some people it's just financial issues.
Now, listen. In the Watchman, for instance, where I pastored and worked for something years, they have a list. Key things you will have to discuss. Yes. There are key things about life, about living together. Financial issues, money issues is very cardinal there. Because women have problem. This issue of the husband's money is our money and the woman's money is her money has been there. Women are created with that. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It is only a few of them that have understanding. Even when a woman is not married and is your sister, and maybe he's taking care of you, when the American not coming, every woman they want to know that he trained you, he bought you this clothes you are wearing. Picture of the God that slippers you are wearing. You didn't have that type before. She's the one that brought it. If you're not ready to do, that's the reason why they ask the man, how much do you have? What are you doing? Because if the woman is the one you are depending on her salary or on her business to now marry into her, you will be a slave there.
See, finances have been a very big problem. There's this thing that's been going around now. There's one that I saw that pissed me, made me very, very upset some few days ago. When they're saying, as a man, if you're doing 50-50 with your wife in the marriage, you're not an honorable person. Blah blah. Where is your honor? And all that bit. What do you what do you have to say about some men who insist that their wife must bring half of whatever she has at the table, or must bring to have some kind of 50-50 arrangement in finances?
You see, marriage is defined as couple. People are coupled together. If you get a boat and get a knot, you tight it in. They remember there's something they are holding. Now, in marriage, it is wrong. It's a bad idea. It's bad character for a woman to believe that her money is for her. It's bad character. They have it. I appreciate women that have understanding. Where it is worse is if the man is not doing anything, is not bringing in money, then no woman will be able to bear it. No one will be able to tolerate it. But if the man is bringing something, maybe along the line he had problem, you have to bear until things will change. Now, in this idea, there's a particular thing I read that I liked. That a man had a project, a building project. He said to the wife, now that we have this project we want to carry out, use your salary and take care of feeding in the house. Let me use what I have to finish that project. Eh, they came to an understanding. There are many women that are very wonderful. They came to that understanding. Now, but that does not automatically mean that everything in the house will be left for the woman. Every woman, no matter how holy she is, does not like to be a family burden. I'm telling you, no woman wants to be a family burden unless she's a widow. Because in the inside the person of a woman, she likes what is given to her by the husband more than what she gets for herself. Mm. The woman feels married when the husband gives her. Even though that thing may not mean much, but she will value it because it was given to her. For her, that is love. For her, that is marriage. So if your wife has a lot of money and then because she has a lot of money, you are not buying anything for her, you are not, she will say you're not taking care of her. No woman believes that she will be in marriage and she will be the one taking care of herself. No, they are not wired that way. So, but it is wrong for a woman to say that whatever money she has is her own, and she will not use it to help in the family. I stated that marriage can be defined as couple, and once you are coupled together, you have to carry the weight of the family together. But the woman doesn't want herself to put in more than the man is putting. You see, my advice to singles or even married people is take time to read books on marriage. They say marriage is the only institution that people enter unprepared. That you have grown up a woman in your 20s, your breast has come out, you're looking and you're shining and all of that. That does not mean that you are mature for marriage. That does not. That you're a man, you're controlling some millions. That does not mean you're mature for marriage. You have to go and read. Marriage requires wisdom to survive. No matter, even if an angel, you married an angel, you people must quarrel. I believe in that philosophy that says where there is no quarrel, somebody is cheating the other person. Quarrel at times balances things because somebody needs to express his or her feeling. I don't like you this way you're treating me. The person has the right to express that he is hurting him. You don't tell her to keep quiet. But you people shouldn't drag the misunderstanding to a breaking point.
Thank you very much.
That's the reason why in marriage, when there is misunderstanding, one of the things that heals it is sex. that conjugal love, it reanimates the marriage. It gives it life back after some tension. So in the understanding there is you have to, women have complexities that you hardly can say you have known them all. Men have their problems, but there are few things that you, if you are careful, you will master about men and you flow with them. If a man is angry, he may not stay there to talk with you. You find him move out. And women hate when they are offended, you walk out on them. And the man hates staying there and you are saying all manner of those nagging and nasty things you are saying. He doesn't want them. It will raise tension. So what he will do is to leave the house. The man wants to leave the house in order to save himself. The woman does not want you to leave the house. She will stand on the door and say, "You're not going anywhere." So that is in their nature. So what you need to do is pray that God will help you. That's all. In relationship, that nobody knows it all. It is only God, that helps you. When the tension is high, go and pray. Let God help.
Thank you so much, Daddy. Sorry, one more question before we call it a day for today. We talked about getting married. You talked about checking the things that the church would check to be sure that you can get married. One of the question I have to ask: at what point can a man say he's ready for marriage? Because some people want to wait until they make all the money in the world. Some people want to wait until. At what point is a man really ready for marriage?
You want me to answer that?
Yes.
If you're a Christian, the first thing you have to know is what is God's program for your life and your ability to pursue it. If you understand God's program for your life, then inside that God's program, what is He saying about your marriage? Age tells you you are old enough to marry. But your boss may not tell you that you're old enough to marry.
Some people find purpose after marriage.
Yes, that's why I say you have to find God's program for your life. If there are many people that the Bible says, whosoever findeth a good a wife, find a good thing. There are men that their door of progress and blessing will open when they marry. There are women like that too. When they come into a man's life, the door to their destiny will open. So everything is in God's hand. For those of us that pray, for those of us that worship God, don't just go to church and come back and feel you know God. Know God personally and let Him be the one guiding your life. I married because I can't tell you now you married at age 30. I didn't reach age 30 when I married. I married earlier than many of the people that are older than me, both in our compound, in our village, in the church, and all of that. But my own was different because I didn't plan to marry. I never prayed for the will of God in marriage. I was instructed by God to go and marry. And then that this person is my wife, that I should go. He gave me instruction on the day to go to introduce myself to them. And then I went there. I don't advise people to follow my own way because I didn't have a way. I was being late in everything that I did. I didn't find the reason why I should marry the time I married. It was only that God was leading me. So eventually, time proved me right that it was God. By the time I read the family of my wife, The people I met that first day I entered there, I
Mm.
told them that God sent me to come and marry your daughter. That all of you will live to prove me right. Hmm?
Mm.
Today, every one of them have proved it.
Mm.
I told you children what God told me about your mother,
Mm.
about everything, and all of you have seen. All my life, all that I say is God told me, and those things I said came to pass. So somebody should know God, and God, in all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will guide you. So if He guides you, you can marry early, you can also marry late, depending on how you handled your life.
Mm.
I became a Christian early in life.
Mm.
So, and I knew the will of God for my life early.
Mm.
So that's what made the difference.
Daddy, I have one more question for you. Thank you so much for answering these questions. But I have one more question for you.
You okay?
One day, I was just walking, me and my friend were just walking, and then we came across a lady, we were chatting with her, and then we started asking her questions about herself, her family. And we found that her father is a chief priest.
Mm.
She's a Christian, but her father is a chief priest.
Mm.
How do you, like native doctor,
Yeah, I understand.
if somebody wants to marry somebody now and the person finds out that Nonya, they do now they make here is a wine, like they're doing is a wine something in their house, or that the fries there's some kind of
fetish things
fetish
there.
thing going on in their family.
Mm.
Is that enough for you to say no? Or you enter it with just preparation of let me go and fight war?
No. The issue there is that that's the reason why we say be sure that it is God that is leading you. If God is saying that you should go, who knows whether if you marry and become the man's in-law, whether he will through your hand become born again, become a child of God. We don't know. It is only God that knows.
So what about the person you have to fight?
Secondly, it is the lady that you are marrying and not the father. Therefore, and not the people in the house. Therefore, your problem should be, is this person a child of God? Is she born again? Is she ready to submit to you? Is she ready to follow the word of God? If she is ready to follow the word of God, God will use that marriage to deliver, to change the whole thing.
Mm. Mm. Wow.
But if you are doing it with your carnal nature, be ready to fight the war. The forces will be there.
I've learned a lot in this today's edition of Jerry's Musings. I've learned so much on this series of questions I like to ask my father. And one of the things I learned now is I never knew that on the grounds of deception, the church can squash a marriage. I never knew that. But it's been an amazing session with you, Daddy. You're just giving me just just dropping loads of wisdom in my head. And I want to say a very, very big thank you to you. Thank you so much, Daddy, for
Thank you.
enlightening us.
Thank you for
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Pastor Celestine, we are going to end this now. And like I will always say, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about Jerry's Musings, and see you on our next podcast. That our next podcast, we're talking more about the spiritual. I've been telling you about the spiritual thing. A lot of people do not believe in the spiritual. We'll talk about it in our next part. But for now, I just want to say very big thank you. Thank you to you.
Okay.
God bless you so much, Daddy.
Thank you. God bless. Okay.